Thanks for tuning in to another segment of the Urban Scope podcast. Thank you for your continued support. Continues to support and like the videos. Um, so I have a WNBA review today from Game One of the WNBA Finals from the Minnesota Lynx against the New York Liberty. Man, this was a great game. This game also showed, well, hopefully people will take that from that game is that the game is more than just one player or a couple of players. The WNBA is so fundamentally sound and so intelligent of a game that I think it gets misunderstood a lot or gets underrated a lot because there's not dunking or there's not a lot of overly aggressive egos or nothing like that, or a bunch of petty storylines. The game is just flowing. It's very smooth. There's not a lot of commercials. That's what I like, and there's not a lot of promo at the beginning. So usually, if a game starts at 7, by 7:02, 7:03, they're tipping off. Opposed to like basketball or football, the game's supposed to start at 7:30, might start at 7:45, might start at 7:50. You never know with all the pregame stuff. So I like the WNBA is straight to it. They give the fans and the people watching, the best efforts, and they're giving their all. And it's not about money. It's all about heart and about what it's about your heart and what you're able to put in and what you want to get out of the game. And it's not about money because, like I said, they'll make a lot of money, which I think they should. And hopefully one day they'll get that payday. But nevertheless, that was a great game last night, especially for a game one. It was in New York. The crowd was raucous. The atmosphere was crazy. Even watching it on TV, you could see the excitement and the energy in the building. And New York is just yearning for another champion. It's been since 1972 since the NBA, since the Knicks actually won a championship. I think it was 72. It was a while ago. It's been over 30 years, so they're yearning for that next champion. So they were stoked for it last night. And from the beginning of the game, the Liberty appeared to be too much for the Minnesota Lynx. And what I think is, I thought that coming into the game, because New York Liberty has so much depth as far as their bench goes and the starters and how versatile their team was. I thought they would be too much for the Lynx because I think Lynx is mostly 2 or 3 players. But I was proved wrong last night that they have a unit and they're number 2 seed for a reason. The Lynx been kind of flying on the radar all year because of the storylines with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. So a lot of people, they kind of flew under the radar. And they don't really have superstars. They have just straight ballers. Nafisha Collier, she's, like I said, I think she's showing that she can be an MVP. She's mostly a defensive player, but she reminds me so much of Paul George because, Paul George she wears like the same number too. So, but her ability to defend and be productive on offense and being the leader on offense and defense is very rare. You have your LeBron types and things like that, Michael Jordan types, but it's rare that you'll see both sides of the ball being dominant. So that's what I got from it. But at the end of from what I got from that first game, it was depth versus heart. Liberty might be the deeper team, but the Lynx has the heart, the will to win. And I think their slow start was attributed in that game to they just came off a couple of days ago playing, winning the series against the Sun. The Liberty had a couple of days off more than them, so they was well rested. They were at home, so that you have to take that into consideration when you think about the rough start they had. They was down by almost 20 points, I believe, at one point in the game, and was able to will themselves back into the game. Ionescu was going off. Jonquel Jones, one of my favorite players, she had a crazy move she put on Nafisha Collier, the defensive player of the year at that. So it looked bad from the start. I was like, is this game going to be competitive? Is this series going to be competitive? And like I said, I was overreacting to the beginning of the game, and it turned out to be a great game. But one person that I didn't name in this game that changed the tempo of this game and changed the mood was Courtney Williams. I even tweeted out during the game. I tweeted Courtney ... Williams exclamation marks, because like I said, she's the leading assister on that team at 5.5 a game. She was awesome in that game, and she was able to change the tempo of the game. It seems like she said, "Nobody has it today. Let me bring it." And her dad was in the crowd, which kind of gave her goosebumps. Her dad was in the crowd cheering her on. It's like that's my that's my baby. And Courtney Williams was just awesome last night, and she was able to dish out and set the tone for the game, set up the offense. The only thing wrong with the game, I think sometimes they over dribbled and they didn't execute fast enough. So a lot of times they were throwing up shots last minute in the shot clock. They had a couple turnovers just from not being able to, shot clock violations, thing like of that nature. So I think they do need to fix that in the next game to be more effective. Because, like I said, really had some good defense, but I think they passed up a lot of shots. And a lot of times they say don't pass up. There's not going to be a perfect shot. Take the shot if you have it. So, it's better than getting a shot clock violation and just not getting a shot at all. Like, say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So, and Collier's defense too, I think was secondary to Courtney Williams's play. Her defense on Breonna Stewart, Stewie, was very good. And like I said, she struggled. She was like 6 for 21 in the game. She missed some pivotal, Breonna Stewart missed some pivotal free throws at the end of the game. She missed a wide open layup at the end of the game to kind of, to send the game into overtime, I believe. So it's a lot of stuff in the second game she's going to have to fix. And I think it was just a bad game for her, just because of the defense and Fisher Collier and her other teammates from the Lynx able to help with that help defense on her. So I think the next game she'll be a lot better. She'll make the adjustments, but they have to run some plays to get her open and to get her better looks. But like I said, the one game went with the end layup at the game. She should have made that one. She was wide open, but I think she expected to get fouled, but she didn't, and she missed. She just blew the layup. But like I said, she's such a great player. I think she'll figure it out in the next game, in game 2 on Sunday. And I think another takeaway from the game, like I hate blaming the referees, and I'm not blaming the referees, but there were a lot of blunders at the end of the game for both sides. So you can't really blame the referees for the outcome of the game. But there was a play, couple plays where people high dribbled, and it could have been called double dribble, but they didn't call it or didn't catch it enough. There was a play at the end of the game when Fisher Collier was guarding Breonna Stewart, I believe, and the ball went off Breonna Stewart's foot, and they said that it was a jump ball, and the Lynx ended up not getting the basketball, and that could have probably sealed the game for them. Which I don't know why. I guess they didn't want to go to the replay board, or they didn't have enough timeouts. But it just seemed like they didn't challenge a lot of stuff at the end of the game that could have been challenged from the referee blunders at the end. But nevertheless, it was still a great game, regardless of the referee blunders and the mishaps they had toward the end of the game. Like I said, I'd rather referees do it than some computer or something. Like I said, that's a part of the game, being able, to sometimes have unfair calls. But it was a great game, and I'm looking forward to the game 2 on Sunday at 2 o'clock Central Time, I believe. But I just think for the next game, both teams need to work on turnovers. The New York Liberty had 11 turnovers, and the Minnesota Lynx had 10 turnovers. Those turnovers are pivotal in this game. Anytime that you have a playoff or championship game, turnovers cost twice as much as they do in a regular season game. So it's very important to make the most out of every possession and not turn the basketball over. Even Courtney Williams at the end, when she got a key rebound, she kind of threw it without thinking, and then the ball was stolen and it was laid up. So everybody kind of made mistakes in the game. I think it was a high intense game. A very emotional win for the Minnesota Lynx. Which I think the Lynx, like I said before, next game, they need to work on getting to their offense sooner and getting better shots up quicker, because that'll help them in the long run. Because like I said, you let a defense set on you long enough, it'll be more difficult score, so they need to turn the pace up just a little bit. And I think Courtney Williams can do that. And the Liberty just need to stay aggressive. I think Jonquel Jones in the paint, a lot of times, she wasn't going up strong enough. She's the biggest person on the court. As far as height-wise, she's 6'6", and I think she was getting guarded by Nafisha Collier, 6'1", and other people at 6 foot and maybe 6'2". I think she just needs to go up stronger because she was getting her shots blocked and she was getting the ball, taken away from her and stuff like that. So I think if she stays aggressive, and the team needs to stay aggressive as well. Like I said, you have a 20-point lead. You're supposed to be able to bring that home somehow, some way. But anyway, you're supposed to bring that home. And I think they just kind of took their foot off the gas. And Ionescu just started missing shots, and people just started spraying the ball all over the court. So, and once Breanna Stewart gets, if she would have done what she normally does, I think they win that game pretty easy. But like I said, you got to give it to Nafisha Collier for her defense in that game and her ability to make it difficult for Stewie to get her points. So tell me what you think about the game one of the WNBA playoffs, and what you think adjustments need to be for game two, and just give me your thoughts. And thanks for your support again, and thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast.